All right, again, good morning and welcome. I am Tammy with the Tennessee Small Business Development Center. Thank you so much for taking some time to join us this morning for the Using Personalized Facebook Ads 101 workshop. We're so excited and glad to have Ms. Adrienne McFarland back with us today. Our resident, as I say each time, expert e-commerce and social media marketing lady. She does it all. She knows it all. And if she doesn't know it, she's going to find it out for you. So without further ado, I'll turn it right on over to you, Adrienne.
Good morning, everyone. I am so happy to be here again. We're going to discuss personalized Facebook ads today. It's going to seem like a lot, but it's very, very informal. And if you want to ask questions, as always, put them in the chat. And I just want to let you guys know this is going to be very high level. And so it'll be some things that you may want to ask that I don't cover. But if we have time at the end of the webinar, I'm going to actually log in and show you some different tidbits about using your ads. But what we're going to discuss today will definitely get you started on your ads. So if you're a new business and you're just starting out, or if you have never done Facebook ads, this is a great webinar for you to begin doing Facebook ads. So it's a growth and learning process when using Facebook ads with all of the tools that Facebook offers with doing ads, but this will definitely, like I said, get you started. So let me share my screen. Perfect. All right. So welcome to Using Personalized Facebook Ads 101. Like Miss Tammy mentioned, I'm Adrienne McFarland, and I am an e-commerce business advisor. I focus on store development and marketing, like social media. And I am also a Shopify Empower coach. So if you do have a Shopify store and you would like to chat more about your store, I would love to hear from you. So I am very glad to be here today, and we're going to get started. So during today's webinar, I am going to teach you the basic steps to creating personalized ads for Facebook, and we'll also discuss some of the things you need to think about when creating an ad. I like to run a fun and interactive webinar, so please feel free to chat and ask questions throughout the presentation, and I will get to them as soon as I can. So, with more than 2.7 billion active users, the Facebook Ads platform gives business access to one of the most single largest digital ad networks. But that's not all. Since its acquisition of Instagram in 2012, Facebook has built out its ad network using Ads Manager in Business Suite to give easy access to both platforms. So if you attended my previous webinar, then you are definitely familiar with the Facebook Business Suite where you can actually run your ads. The ad network extends across both sites to give advertisers and business owners alike, like you, an option to have their ads displayed on each, and that's Facebook and Instagram, with a little extra setup. And Instagram now has more than 1 billion users as well. And its daily active users are well over 500 million. In fact, both Facebook and Instagram have great usage stats and Facebook advertising. So this benefits businesses of all sizes by giving them access to an audience they wouldn't get anywhere else. So 78% of the American consumers claim to have discovered products they bought on Facebook, and 60% of people say they discover new products on Instagram. So nearly 2/3 of all adults use Facebook, making it massive. The reach for one of the greatest advantages of Facebook ads for small, medium, and even large businesses. Here. So as I mentioned before, there are 2 billion active people on Facebook each month, and that means you have the opportunity to reach current customers, new customers, and people interested in your business or your organization. So to get access to Facebook advertising, you need to either 1, create a new Facebook page, or 2, be given the role of advertiser on an existing Facebook page. And that's if you already have a profile set up. Once you're working on a page, you'll be able to start creating ads from the page itself or through other Facebook tools like ad creation inside of your business suite. If you don't have a page, do not worry. Creating a page is easy, but if you've created a profile, a group, or an event for your business, but not a page, that's okay too. It's not too late to transition to a page. You can create ads quickly and easily directly from your Facebook page. To create these types of ads, look for the promote button on your page or try boosting a post for clicking the boosted post button on certain posts. So last webinar, we spoke a little bit about boosting posts, which are the easiest way to reach a broader audience, because you already have maybe a status that is doing very well and you want to make it reach more people. You can simply boost it from your page. You can choose advertising objectives that work within your budget and set a custom budget based on the needs of your business. And that's why Facebook ads are so affordable, because you have that control. So for most ad types, the minimum budget you can spend per day ranges from $1 to $5. I'm sorry about that, guys. I don't know why that. For most types, you can spend between $1 to $5, like I mentioned, but you can also adjust your budget, pause, or stop the ads as finances change for your business. That's all under your control. And for extra security, you can consider setting up an account spending limit. And an account spending limit is an overall limit on the amount of money your ad account can spend across all campaigns. So you never have to worry about. Of course, this is a pay-per-click automated system, so you never have to worry about it going over the budget you set for your advertising if you set an overall spending limit inside of your ad account. So setting an account spending limit can be a helpful way to control your cost and make sure you don't spend more on ads than you want to. When you advertise on Facebook, you'll have the option to run those ads in creative videos, images, slideshows, carousels, collections, or even canvases. And you can pick the creation that works best for your brand and audience. And plus, you can use Facebook's measurement tools to learn how much people engage with your ads based on the creative. I like to mention this all the time. Looking at your measurement tools after you run an ad campaign can set you up for success, because you can see what's working and what's not working. So once they're set up, you're reviewed by Facebook, and once they go live, they can start working. So what are personalized ads? Well, personalized ads help you connect with people who are most likely to be interested in what you have to offer. They help you to reach people who have shown interest in your products online and also find new audiences similar to your best customers and launch new products and services. Because personalized ads are more relevant for the people who see them, they can create better experiences for people and lead to better results for your business. So guys, this is twofold, and we're going to talk about this a little more as we go on. But Facebook wants to provide the best experience possible for the user. That's you and I, anyone that's using Facebook, right? And so they're going to give that person, your customer, ads that speak to them, ads that make them spend more time on Facebook and become trusted with Facebook, because they want you to feel like Facebook knows what you like. They're not going to let you waste time on your Facebook with things that have nothing to do with who you are. And that leads to more time on the platform. That's how people spend hours searching, because they're feeding you the content that's most relevant to who you are. It's personalized. So personalized advertising helps businesses like yours to effectively connect with the people who are most likely to be interested in your business, so you can find more customers and grow. So where do we start? Let's start by introducing our businesses. Drop your business in the chat. I mention this every webinar. It is always great to learn to get comfortable with speaking about your business. So drop your business in the chat, not only to get comfortable with it, but so you can market a little bit to everyone that is here. And that's whether you're a minority business or if you're a woman-owned business, I want to hear from you. So this a quick tidbit though, this graphic that you see, hashtag deserve to be found, definitely check out that hashtag on Instagram and Facebook. It has a little bit of traction, but I think from a business standpoint, if you want to get noticed by people who are engaged with Facebook and all of the programs they have, use this hashtag to promote your business. Deserve to be found. It already has traction. It already has leads. And especially if you're a new business, it can be very helpful for people finding you. So step 1, define who you want to reach. Who is your target audience? Facebook ads can be targeted to people by location, their age, their gender, their interest, demographic behavior, and their connections. You also use more advanced targeting tools like lookalike audiences, which lets you target people similar to the people who already engage with your business. Or you can layer your targeting options to select a more specific audience. And I want to elaborate on that a little bit. So lookalike audiences. I've learned by experience from managing different accounts that the lookalike audience has a little bug in it. If your target audience that you are trying to reach is incorrect, it's not the people that you want that's following you. For instance, all your family and friends are following you, but they're technically not your target audience. You go in and you create a Facebook ad. That lookalike audience, if you're only reaching the people that are around you, they're going to take those people and make a lookalike audience from them. So if that's why it's so important to know who your target audience is and start that from the beginning, so that when you do start running Facebook ads and you have the option of creating lookalike audiences, that's automated, that's all AI, artificial intelligence, telling them like, hey, we want more women from Memphis that have small businesses. If those people are already following you, it's going to continue to create a lookalike audience that's engaging like that. So keep that in mind. Facebook and Instagram ads are more relevant for the people who see them, so they create more meaningful experiences for your audience, which can lead to better results for your business. Personalized ads are shown to people based on information about who they are, their interests, and their behaviors. Understanding what data is used to show potential customers your ads will help you target your audience. Let's talk a little bit about that, okay? So ads are shown to you based on your activity across Facebook companies and products. So understanding what data is used to show the ads is going to help you tremendously, such as pages you and your friends like for information from your Facebook and Instagram profile, places you check in using Facebook, when you share your information like your phone number or your email address with a business, they might add it to a customer list that can be matched to your Facebook profile. Facebook can then try to match the ad to the most relevant audience. You may have shared your information with these businesses by signing up for an email newsletter, making purchases at retail stores, signing up for a coupon or a discount. So, for instance, if you and your friends, or if you personally like Will Smith pages, if you are getting married and you start to engage with more things for wedding planners and play venues and things like that, someone creates an ad for you, and inside of their demographics, they put that information in, you're going to be the person that most likely will see that. And that's a personalized ad. So that's why it's so important to know your target audience. Websites you visit or apps you use can send Facebook data as well. That they can do this by directly sending it through Facebook business tools like a pixel. And installing a Facebook pixel can be kind of tricky. A pixel is a link that you insert into your website and it's across your Facebook, and it helps them speak to one another to provide you with data. And that data is going to help you personalize your ads more. So setting up your Facebook pixel, especially if you have a Shopify store and you integrate your Facebook with your Shopify store, it's going to prompt you to integrate your pixel anyway. And this is similar to Google Analytics, any of those platforms you may use for data. They're going to have some type of link that you're going to have to install on your page in order to get the best data possible. And just to let you know, you can run ads without a pixel install. It's just not recommended. I don't recommend doing it without the pixel. That pixel is going to help Facebook show you ads based on products or services you've looked at, such as a shirt on a clothing retailer's website. Examples of this include viewing one of their web pages, downloading their mobile apps, adding a product to your shopping cart, or making a purchase. Your location will also be something that the pixel will pick up. And they use that location data to show you ads from advertisers trying to reach people in a near or specific place. So we always like to check in our location, right? And if someone's running an ad, and if you have your location services on, it can promote ads that are close to where you are at the moment, like a restaurant that's running an ad where you live. They get this information from sources such as where you connect your internet, where you use your phone, your location from your Facebook and your Instagram profile. But don't worry about this. As far as I know, people are thinking about the data that's being shared, and if they know who you are. They do not know who you are. They only know your information about where you've been. Now, if they can tell who you are from that, I don't know. However, Facebook cannot tell who you are based off what you're doing, your location and different things like that. And they don't share that information with the advertiser. So if I advertise my company and my ad is shown to you, I will never know who you are unless you opt in for an email list or something like that to let me know. So step 2, what's your marketing objective? It's important to know what you want to achieve in order to choose the right objective. Your advertising objective is what you want people to do when they see your ads. As your business grows, your campaign goals will change. First, your campaigns may focus on building awareness and acquiring new customers. I always like to say, if you're new to advertising, I've been taught this, to start with brand awareness, especially on Facebook. It's going to be the cheapest option to use, and it's going to reach the most people. So brand awareness is a great place to start. Later, you may encourage people to make a purchase or sign up for an event as your business grows. And then after that, you may lead to a conversion, and that's the most expensive way to advertise on Facebook. It allows people to convert into doing something, whether that's a sale or adding to cart. And so it's the most expensive, but as I mentioned before, brand awareness, which increases people's awareness of your business and your brand or service, is definitely the first place I encourage people to start. And then there's reach, in which will show your ad to as many people as possible in your target audience. There's traffic. You can send people from Facebook to any destination you choose, such as your website's landing page, a blog post, app, phone call, etc. And then you can collect leads, and this is great for service-based business, right? If you're a service-based business, I'm pretty sure you want to collect as many leads as possible. And creating those ads that collect info from people interested in your product, such as your signups for your newsletters, or have people call your business. And of course, there's conversions, which encourage people to take a specific action, like I mentioned, adding to cart, downloading an app, registering for a site, calling your business, or making a purchase. But it's the most expensive way to advertise on Facebook. So this is an example of what it's like to create an ad, and it's not popping up here. So I'm going to show you that. I don't know why it's not popping up, but I'm going to show you that at the end of the platform. But it was just going to be an example of you being able to create an ad. So I'll show you that at the end of the chat. Technology is doing something here. So step 2, decide where you want your ads to appear. There are multiple types of ads to choose from Facebook business advertising. Your photos, your videos, your stories, your messenger, your carousel can all be places of where you want your ad to appear. And the great thing about this is that you can control what this looks like, or even if you want to advertise there. So let's say you know your target audience. You know that those people are particularly interested in video. They may be interested in carousel based off the product that you sell. You may want to emphasize on putting your traffic in those places. However, Facebook does a great job of using their artificial intelligence to place your ads in places that they think will be most relevant for your audience to see them. So when creating an ad, which you'll see later, and it asks you, do you want Facebook to place your ads? I always say yes until you get more advanced. And the only way to do that is to know your data. So as you run those ads and you run them for months and you see that that people are in a certain place at a certain time, that's when you can take advantage of more of the tools that Facebook offers and place your ads in places that we know for sure your audience is going to be. And these are a couple of Facebook placement examples. So this is Facebook, this is Instagram, this is Messenger. This is what it looks like on the feed. And if you're familiar with Facebook, you know that the news feed, you see those all the time, sponsored ads, right? If you're on Instagram, you see them all the time in the feed. But there's other places like the marketplace, like in-stream videos, in the search results, in the video feeds, on the right column of your Facebook. And the Instagram Explore page has now started showing you ads. So that's really new. So if you've been there and you saw an ad in your Explore page, you're like, oh, that's new. In the Messenger inbox is a really great one as well. If they have the data and know your business, they'll show you an ad in your inbox as you send people messages. And then your Facebook groups feed, as well as instant articles. And we all like to read those on Facebook, which are very popular now. The articles, apps like WhatsApp, they'll show ads there as well. So if you're selling an international brand, and as you know, a lot of people that live international use WhatsApp to communicate because it's a free Wi-Fi place to call. So, right? So they show you ads in that app as well. So step 3, set your advertising budget. Like a lot of pay-per-click style advertising platforms, Facebook ads are freely available to all businesses, and the Ads Manager tool is free as well. The only cost is the cost associated with supplying a budget and running the ads. So the cost of running ads on Facebook is determined by a lot of factors: your budget, your ad types, the industry you're in, etc. But generally, marketers should expect to pay anywhere from a couple of cents to a couple of dollars per click. So I have a client who ran an ad with Facebook, and it's a service-based, it's a graphic design company. And she literally paid 60 cents for an ad, and for pay-per-click, 60 cents. And one of those reasons why is because Facebook runs a bidding process, an auction process with their Facebook and with the ad account, right? And as you bid for the placement on Facebook, they're going to take the most relevant, the best ad. It's going to know, the computer's going to know what your ad looks like, what you're talking about, the copy that's inside of the status that you, that in the content that you're posting with your ad. And they're running some computer tests inside of there just to give you a little idea about how it works. And they show that person the specific ad, right? Well, if it's not a lot of people competing for that space, you're going to pay the least amount of cost for it. And there's certain times of the year where those things are going to be more expensive. For instance, the holidays. Around the holidays, and you add and you advertise, and if you have people in your specific industry competing for space and a certain same type of audience, you're going to pay more to reach that audience. So just remember that when you're setting your budget around certain times. And if you know exactly what time of year and date and that your product is most relevant, and it may not be everyone's relevant around the holidays, right? Because people have so much fluid money they're just spending. But if you can find what time of year your audience is particularly on the web, if you sell a St. Patrick's Day product, a Halloween product, then you're going to compete with that time and that audience and those competitors who are trying to advertise. So just keep that in mind when setting your budget. So there are two types of budget durations. You have your lifetime budgets and your daily budgets. When you set a daily budget, you're telling Facebook the average amount you want to spend a day. You can set a daily budget for your overall campaign with campaign budget optimization or for individual ad sets. How daily budgets work are when you set your daily budget, you're setting an average daily spend over the course of a week. This means that every day, Facebook will strive to get roughly your daily budget's worth of result you optimize for, right? So however, there may be certain days when better opportunities are available, even certain hours, certain times. But if your daily budget is $10, Facebook wouldn't go over $70 in one calendar week because you opted in for $10 a day. But what they're saying is they will say some days may use $5, some days may use $3, but all together they won't spend more than $10 a day or $70 in that 1 week. Some of those days, you may see, less than $10. So just keep that in mind. You also have your lifetime budget, right? When you set a lifetime budget, you're telling Facebook how much you're willing to spend over the entire run time of your campaign or ad set. Lifetime budgets can be useful if you don't want to exceed a certain amount of overall spend, and work best if you have flexibility on how much you want to spend each day. If you're using standard delivery, which Facebook recommends for most advertisers, Facebook strives to spend your budget evenly over the lifetime of your campaign or your ad set. However, to get the best results for your budget, they may spend more on days when better opportunities are available and less on days with fewer opportunities. If you have specific spend goals for each day your campaign or ad set runs, a daily budget may work best for you. So if Facebook, it's totally up to you and how your budget's running, but Facebook is definitely going to recommend that lifetime budget so that you have more flexibility. And then I want to highlight that, and we'll talk about this in the next slide, but run your ads for 7 to 10 days because it's going to take time for the system to learn about you. So let's talk a little bit about that. So understanding the results across your Facebook and your Instagram will help you really have the best ads possible. So insights in Facebook Business Suite help you understand the results of your organic and paid social media efforts across all of the platforms in one place. So with insights, you can see metrics, trends, and visual reports that can help you optimize the way you spend your time and your resources. You want to see what's working. So get insights on your posts and your ads and see how your posts are performing in the insights section of the home tab of your business suite, so you can quickly determine how your photos and your videos are performing. You can also get insights on your ads and track metrics such as reach, engagement, cost per click, and more. Facebook wants to learn what each community wants to see. So understand which photos and videos perform best on Facebook and Instagram, and use what you learn to customize your future content to succeed on each platform. Spot the trends in your reach and see quick insights on the performance of your Facebook page and Instagram in your business profile. Understand who your audience is. I have to mention that again. And you're going to be able to do that by accessing your demographic and your geographic summaries of people who have liked your page and follow your Instagram business account, so you can keep them in mind when creating your content. And like I said, Facebook is going to use that content and anything that the user posts, like their location, like their interests, in order to show them the most effective ad that really speaks to that particular audience. So think of the learning phase as a test. Whenever you create an ad, I suggest to think of it as a test and an opportunity to learn and improve. Once your ad is published, it enters what Facebook calls the learning phase. During this initial phase, Facebook recommends waiting to make any adjustments so the system has time to optimize, meaning learn everything about your ad as possible. Typically, that takes 7 days, and 50 results are recommended to allow for the ad to go through the learning phase. So once you create that ad, you're going to run it for a while. You can't do it and say, oh, I'm going to run this for a couple of days because my budget is only this time. It's not going to be effective. You're going to waste your budget and your money. So create your ad, run it for some time. So if you have a product that's going to sell out, if you have an event that's going to be in the next 4 or 5 days and you're thinking about running a campaign for it, it's not the best idea. You have to plan ahead. If you are running a pop-up shop for your business and you want to do some advertising for your pop-up shop and you know the particular audience you're reaching for that pop-up shop, create the ad, know your audience, run that ad for a while. So give it 30 days. It says 7, I say 30 days. Review it once it's completed, and then refine that ad and run it again. So think about your advertising as a long-term investment. It's going to take time in that investment, and it's going to take some learning in that investment. But once you do that and you know your audience, you know what they like, you know where they are, your ads are going to be more effective. So when running campaigns, you should also review the analytics to see what works and what isn't working so that you can make changes to your page. You want to make sure that you decide your ad objective, thinking about your brand, thinking about if you're trying to make them add to cart, if you want to have them go to your website, you're going to need to know what your objective of running that ad is. You're also going to make sure that you have your budget. So create a budget, know where you're spending your dollars. It's at least for 30 days, you're going to want to run that ad. Create it, run it, review it, and then refine it. Okay, so I'm going to stop sharing my screen, and I'm going to show you guys a Facebook ad, just a quick version of it. Give me one quick second here. Okay, so you guys can see my screen, hopefully. So this is a, can you guys see my screen? I just want to make sure.
Yes, we can.
Okay, perfect. So this is just a look at Facebook Business Suite, right? And this shows you exactly where you can create an ad. All right. So from just the ads tab on your Facebook Business Suite, as you see in the left-hand corner, you're going to be able to create an ad. We saw this inside of the presentation. If you create an ad quickly without going to your ads manager, which I'll show you in just a second, it's going to immediately ask you what your goal is. And that is why it's so important to know what you want to do. Okay, so let's say you want to get more website visitors. This will automatically pop up. This is a very quick way to create an ad, especially if you're starting out and you don't know Ads Manager or your Facebook Business Suite. But this is a perfect way to start an ad. But I want to highlight, if you're already using Facebook ads and you're an advertiser, you run a firm or something like that, you want to make sure at the top corner that your ad account is correct. Because if it's not, and you see all of your different accounts that you're managing, you can possibly charge the wrong account or the wrong analytics, or the pixel won't populate correctly. So you're going to want to make sure that it's the correct ad account. Okay, because all of them are going to pop up depending on what you're logged in as. So this is just a quick example of what it's like to create a quick ad based off what Facebook feels like is automatically already on your page. To the right-hand corner where you see all the previews, this is what I mentioned about the placements and where Facebook can place your ads where people are more likely to see them. These are all of your options that automatically populate, right? But you don't have to use all of them. It just automatically places them there. So Facebook is definitely going to recommend what's best, which I always say go with the recommended, because it's technology and it has artificial intelligence there that can give you the best options for your business. But as you learn and you grow, there may be some hiccups in there or some data that you have analyzed that says what works better that you want to try. And you may not want to advertise in the articles because your audience is not reading those articles. So you may be looking at an older audience who doesn't want to sit there and look at people on videos or looking at crates, and then a pop-up of a video of your ad pops up, right? You may not want to place an ad there. So knowing exactly where your audience is or letting Facebook do that for you is perfect. Also, we're creating your ad. You can change your media. So this is automatically populated because it's a photo that's on that page, the most recent one. But you can change this. You can change the media. You can add a carousel, which you see with businesses. Like this is a party store. So you may see them show all of the different balloons that they may be carrying in the ad, and they may use the carousel. I am a huge fan of the carousel as a consumer because I can see all of the products that a person wants to advertise me. I can see the variety of what the company offers. So carousel may not be something for you, but it may work. You just need to know exactly who your audience is. And then you can, another great highlight that I like, and you may see this as a consumer as well, is changing your button. And some of the most effective ads telling what you want your user to do are best. So whether you want them to contact you, you want them to learn more, you have an app, so you want them to download, or you have an ebook, you want them to download it. You want them to sign up to your email list so that you can start running an email campaign. Whatever that is, Facebook provides so many options for you to change that button type that you can definitely, if you know your objective and know your audience, you'll be effective. Facebook also, so let me go down here a little bit. So giving you an example, and once I log out of here and I show you your ads manager, this gives you an example based off this budget, who you're going to reach and how many clicks you're going to get, just estimated, right? But in an ads manager, you're going to be able to use a tool that's going to show you more money. But if you put in more money or daily budget or your lifetime budget, how you can adjust the people that you reach as well as the link clicks. And then there's your audience, which your audience is very important. We talked about your target audience. The great thing about this is that you can get so specific with your advertising. I think definitely your location, the interests are very important. Facebook has such a broad audience that you know, the age it's here and there depending on what your product you're selling, but the interest in where you're located and trying to advertise, especially for local businesses, is going to be very important. Just to highlight, this core audience means that these are people that you that see your Facebook all the time, and they already like your page, and you have created this audience, and it's just your core. But then you have your custom audiences, and that's where you can get creative with your advertising, right? Because you can show certain ads to certain people and use us in with a specific audience, and you can show something else to another audience. And you can do this by creating ad sets. And that's maybe when we do Facebook ads 102, we'll show you ad sets and how you can create them, and testing, A/B testing, where you can see what's working on one ad and not another at the same time. As we scroll down, like I mentioned, you'll see that daily budget there. You can change this if you want. This is just where it starts. Like I said, some people use a couple of cents a day to, $7 a day, depending on what your reach is, depending on what product you're selling. And again, these are your placements. This is a quick way to do an ad, so it's not as detailed as it's going to be on your Facebook Business Suite. You're in your Ads Manager, but it is a quick way to take a post that's on your page or allow Facebook to just generate an ad for you, and especially if you know your audience again, and create an ad that you can run and measure. Now, I want to highlight this. This pixel is not connected. It's not on. So that means it's not going to collect as much data as it needs to. So please remember to install your Facebook pixel before running your ad. So now I'm going to leave out of here, and I'm going to show you guys the Ads Manager tool just to show you how different it is. So this is an ad manager, the Ads Manager tool. When you create an ad in the Ads Manager, it's going to ask you more detailed questions. So let me go here so that you can see it. Remember when we spoke a little bit about what your ad objective was? You can do that from the Ads Manager. You get more specific. So you're a new business, you're starting out to advertise. You're going to want to use your brand awareness. Okay. All of this down here is definitely optional, especially if you're just starting out. So once you click that Ads Manager and your brand awareness, you're going to be able to set up a campaign. You're going to give your campaign a name, and I'm not going to do that right now because this is a test, but you're going to set up a campaign, something that you can remember. Maybe you're going to go back to it. It's specific to what you're trying to do. You're going to create a campaign. You're going to give it a name. One thing to highlight here is the buying type, and you're going to keep this at the auction, because the auction is what Facebook does. It's going to bid you the best price for your ad. So if everyone's advertising there, if you change that, you're going to spend more, probably, because it's not going to be recommended. So Facebook is an auction type of platform. You want Facebook to bid for the best price for the best placement of your ad. Like I mentioned before with the A/B testing, maybe in 102 we'll talk about this, but the A/B testing is where you can try different images and text, test them with the different audiences and see what works best. So inside of your ad campaign, you have an ad set. Ad sets are your ability to run multiple ads inside of a campaign. So you have a new ad set. You're going to give it a name. Let's say it's your holiday ad set, right? So you may do different things throughout the holiday in your ad set with different campaigns, different images, as you go on throughout the entire season. You're going to set your budget. Remember, we talked about daily budgets, which are giving you where you tell the computer or the app exactly what you want to spend every day. Then you have your lifetime budget, which give them a specific amount of money you want to spend throughout the lifetime of the ad set. So if you run this for 30 days, it's going to spend that amount up to the end of the 30 days. Remember, in your accounting, because we're running out of time here, you can set up a limit to how much you're going to spend across all of your campaigns, right? So just keep thinking about your budget, what you want to do, what your goals are. One thing I want to highlight here before I get to some questions is that this audience definition to the right hand of your screen that tells you your potential reach, where you see 240 million people here based off the $5 daily budget. I've been taught that you want to your definition to be centered into the green, like giving it an even way of reaching your audience. You never want to be too specific and you never want to be too broad. You want to get that right there in the center. And the way you can do that is by modifying your audience, knowing who your target audience is. So as you edit your audience, your demographics, the interests and behaviors of the people that you want to see your light, or that are more likely to see your ads and purchase something from you, when you set that and edit it in here, you're going to see the definition change. And so if you can try to get that as centered as possible, will be perfect. One more thing, and then I'm going to get to questions. This automatic placements, like we mentioned before, recommended. It's always going to say recommended there. I say go recommended if you are new to Facebook ads. Once you know where exactly your audience is and you've been running ads for a while, and you run them for a company and they've been running, you have data that you can analyze, maybe you'll start using manual placements. So this is just an idea about, let me see, I really want to show you guys one more thing here. So really quick, this is an example of the placements where you're going to put your ads when you run them. As you can see to the right, like we mentioned before, where they're all located, whether that be Facebook, whether that's Instagram, you can view that. You can change the ad creative. You can add the different creative differently from where you want to place them. You don't have to show the same type of ad in different places on Facebook. So if you're in the feeds can have a totally different ad from the articles. You just have to manually change that, as well as the text. This is the primary text that'll go inside of every place that text can obviously go in the ad. So you can check that out. And then again, like I said, please be sure to add your Facebook pixel. And if you have questions about the pixel, feel free to email me or contact me about it. I'm happy to go over it with you, but I strongly suggest reading about the pixel. And once you learn how to install a Facebook pixel, because Instagram and Facebook are going to want you to install a lot of different things. Like if you run your shop and you're going to create an ad that allow people to click the price and actually go to your Facebook shop, which we're going to have to talk about that in another webinar too. It's awesome. Installing the pixel will give you more data. So think about those things. I'm going to stop sharing my screen now, check out some questions and see what you guys are asking. Let's see here. So what amount do you recommend spending to get engagement for a service-based business? I can't give you a price on what's best for you. I can only say that depending on your target audience of who you're reaching, who you're trying to reach, where you're located, all of these things are going to matter when you are thinking about engaging with your audience. I have to ask how long you've been in business. Have you done any Facebook advertising before?
Yes, yes, I have. And my concern is that I do like the boost, and I'm not really getting the engagement. I may get some page likes, so that's why I was asking if you have some experience with a service-based business and the amount that they spent in order to get the conversion. So that's really what I'm trying to make sure that I can get some conversion with what I
Okay.
do. But I've been spending like between $5 to $10 just for the brand awareness, but I didn't want
Mhm.
to spend like $100 not knowing that it's going to benefit me. So that's why I was asking for your recommendation.
Definitely. Do you know if your is this a local, are you only advertising to a local business? Maybe we should talk offline because I do want to see what you're doing, because it may be some things you may need to tweak in there, like your audience. If you're doing a boost, it's only going to be boost to people that are already liking your business. So if those are not repeat customers, potential customers, it's going to show it to people based off the boost who are already engaged. So that's when people like to intertwine their personal audiences with their business audiences. And then you have like friends from high school and people that really can't use your services seeing your ads. So we may need to, let's talk about your ads. I want to see your campaign, what data, since you have already started running ads that you have, and then I can definitely help you restructure something.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Is there a tutorial for the step-by-step process to set up an ad campaign in Facebook, or will you cover that here? There is a step-by-step process. I hope I covered that, Sandra. Did I cover a little bit of your questions about setting up the step-by-step process of an ad campaign? Just showing you exactly, do you have a business suite? You can come off mute too.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I was not able to get into the class at the very beginning, but what I really was asking about is, I guess, doing an example so that we can see what you click on, what information you put in, what it looks like after you enter that information and that sort of thing.
Okay, in the when we send the recording, I did a little bit of that at the end, but if you have, do you have a business suite set up, or for your account?
I did an old one when I had a photography business, but that business, I have closed that now. And since that's been a few years ago, I'm sure that the technology has changed since then.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm not really, I haven't started my new business yet, but I'm at the beginning stages of that.
Okay.
And at some point, I'm going to need to be able to create a Facebook ad with that new business. But like I said, I'm sure the technology has changed since the last time I did one.
Absolutely. So let's schedule some time to talk about business suites and connecting all of your business accounts to your business suite, and then looking at your ads manager, and I can walk you through it so that you can see just a step-by-step beginning stage advertising campaign. It's going to take, guys, a little bit of research to know exactly what you're doing, particularly with your audience is going to be what you're going to want to make sure is great. And then you're going to want to run that same ad for a long period of time. 30 days is minimum. They say 7 to 10, and I say 30 days. And you're going to want to make sure that ad copy, as well as the graphic of what you're showing, is telling them to do something, a call to action, leaving an email address, something that you want that they can do instantly, but the most appealing way to do it. And so if you can do that and set this up correctly, I can definitely walk you through it. If you need time, if you want to talk about it, if you've already done it, let's walk through your ads. I can definitely set you up and teach you exactly what you need to run a successful ad campaign. You just have to, the way you start with your business page on Facebook is very important, especially like I mentioned about the lookalike audiences and the AI that shows your ad to the most relevant person. Thinking about what that person is going to see, where they are, what their interests are, is going to be the best place to do it. And just for research purposes, check out your competition on Facebook. See the people that are selling the same products, similar products, or similar services. See if they're running campaigns, what their posts are. That way you know exactly what you're competing against, because this is an auction-based pay-per-click platform. So as you bid for space, you're going to pay per click for the amount of as people click your ads. So you want that to be at the lowest cost possible. Shekinah, you have a question? Go ahead. You can take your.
Hey, yeah, I have a question. How are you today?
Good.
Okay, so what the problem that I'm running into is my engagement is actually surprisingly very, very well with the ads that I've been running. I mean, like, my clicks are like 2 cents. So so my ads are doing really, really well. But the problem that I'm having is actually getting them to convert. So they're visiting the website, they're liking the post, they're doing all of that, except they're not converting. So it's like, where am I falling short once they get to the actual page? I mean, I've only been open a month and I've already had like over 1,000 visitors to my website. So I mean, which I feel like is really good for a new business. So the engagement is there, but I'm trying to figure out where is the disconnect between when they get there and then actually converting.
Perfect. So what are you sending out? Do you have an email campaign or a text message campaign?
No, I haven't. I have some emails, but they're not from any like new people. They're mostly from like friends, family. So I haven't did any email marketing yet.
Okay. Let's talk about that, because one thing that you got to know when selling a product is that there has to be multiple touch points in order for them to convert. So if someone I want to talk about how long they're on your website too, how much time they're spending on your website.
A half a minute.
A half a minute, which means they're looking around. So whether there's a pop-up there to say how may I help you,
I had that. I just removed it. I had that pop up where it comes up, hey, how may I help you? If you have any questions, on the side. I had that. I just removed it. And then I also have the pop up to show like the recent purchases, to show them like people is buying, and I do have product reviews on my page. So I'm just trying to figure out where the disconnect.
It's probably the multiple touch points. I think that you can benefit, because I know you sell toddler clothes. So I know you could benefit from maybe a text message campaign or running some type of deal or discount and creating a sense of urgency for the person to buy. So
right. So like limited time only. Yeah, I had it. I did that too.
And is that you got to keep at it though. It's not like I did it today and it's it and you only been open. It has to be all the time, consistent. Right. You got to keep at it. It's not you see overnight success. You may get some purchases here and there, but to create a full omni-channel experience for your business is going to be what you want to do. So knowing what your customer is doing from the time they go in, look around the store. If they leave out, what do I need to do to bring them back into the store? Whether that be sending them an email, say, hey, we missed you. Come back, you spent some time there. So all of those things matter, and it has to be consistent over a period of time, all the time. Because just because I don't buy from you in September, it's September now, or getting to September, you want to be top of mind when it's time. So maybe the holiday is like, oh, I just had that. I bought something and I just got a coupon. or text message. I want to use it. It's a consistent, ongoing process. So let's talk about it though, to come up with a strategy and creating that omni-channel experience for your customer.
Okay. Sounds good.
Yeah. Hotjar would be really great. Let me put that in the chat so you guys can check it out. Actually, I'll email it so that you can use my link. Hotjar is a platform that allows you to see what the user is doing when they're going on your platform, on your website. So basically, it'll show you data and record by recording the user's experience. So whether you'll see where they're clicking, you'll see where they're adding to cart, and you can use that data in order to change some things around on your website. Maybe they're getting lost around there. Maybe they don't know, and we're not telling them exactly what to click and buy, because technically people like to be told. That's why the recommendations are there, because they want to say, oh, I like these type of things. You're recommending it to me. You're making my purchase easier. That's what I want to do. But guys, everything too, I just want to reiterate this. And if you have any more questions, please let me know. This is a personalized experience, personalized for the user, personalized for the business. So being strategic about your core audience, what they look like, who they are, is going to be critical in making sure that your ads are successful. And the content, making sure the content that you use it resonates with the audience. You can't have something that and you're expecting them to click just because you have an ad running. You're going to have to create static photos, images, videos that are appealing to your audience. And one day I'm going to bring my husband in so he can talk to you guys about that digital marketing, because those videos and that in the Instagram photos and pictures in today's audience, if you're going to use those, are very important in order to get seen. And Facebook knows that. So you're talking about 1 billion people. You're talking about multiple businesses competing for a space. So make sure that it's appealing and talk about it. Any more questions about this? I know it's very high level. We can get very specific. I want to talk to you guys one-on-one. So if you have some time, try to get on my calendar. If I can't, let me put my email address here in the chat, and you can email me. And then we can talk further about what your experiences are. But if you're in Memphis, please contact Tammy. She can set you up with some time to get on my calendar, and we can talk about your business specifically. That's all for me.
Thanks so much, Adrienne. This was awesome as usual. Make sure, if you guys have not already registered for next week's workshop in this series with Adrienne, that you go onto the TSBDC website and register for that. And Shekinah, that will kind of speak to what you were just asking about as well, turning browsers into buyers. So make sure that you're there for that one. You don't want to miss it. If there are no more questions, thank you all so much. Thank you so much, Adrienne. We really appreciate you. And everybody have a great rest of the day.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.